Planning. Make sure you follow City Slickers on all their social media or just give them a call at 615-280-7469. That's 615-280-7469. Located in the heart of Laverne, City Slickers.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening.
It's the afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
Everybody stay calm. Stay calm.
Let's take some calls from the public, shall we?
Join the afternoon stretch now on the Cure Hotline, 615-844-5600. Now here's Bruno and Zach.
4 o'clock here in the Music City, so you know what time it is. Time for the afternoon stretch here on Nashville Sports Radio. Bruno Reagan, Devlin McKenzie, Zach Williams here inside the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio on this October 13th Thursday edition, but it's our Friday. No show tomorrow due to Braves baseball, so we have a literal, some people say this and it's not literal, we have a literal jam-packed show today. We have to fit 2 days of things into one show today.
Oh, I totally forgot we don't have a show tomorrow.
No show tomorrow. So
all right, well, this is Free for All Friday, Fantasy Football Friday, Thursday Night Pick'em, Bruno's Bets. But
Austin Hardy State Farm Locks of the week.
Bang, bang.
I mean,
bang.
This is a ton of stuff. And we got to go through, we got to go through all of Thursday Night Picks.
Got to have our Bruno Reagan therapy session.
Yeah, a lot of different things happening right now. So you have to, if you want to get in, this might be your only chance to get in, because at 4:25 we also have Jordan DeJani of CBS Sports joining us to talk NFL as well. Cure Hotline. That's how you join us. 615-844-5600. If you want to jump in, now's your chance to do it. And even this first segment, we have tons of things going on. Bruno, how are you doing today?
I'm good. It's been a good string of what has it been, 5-6 weeks where I've been pretty good. I've been pretty up. So can't even complain, really. And I think it correlates with sleep. So
Yeah, weird, huh?
Well, the problem is I have bad going to sleep on time issues when I don't train. So when I train pretty hard, going to sleep's easy, right? But now that I'm in the off season, technically, I don't do a lot some days.
Yeah.
Other than this stuff, which is not physically taxing. So I'll stay up till 2 to 3 and it sucks.
Yeah.
But thanks to Lab Canna.
Exactly.
Knock right.
Love 'em.
Knock right out. And
Love 'em.
it's been invaluable to me.
No, it really has.
Yeah.
I know just being the person that works with you every single day that it's a different person with that stuff. So I noticed that.
I do it and it's just no effect on me. There's an effect on me. It's called I'm tired. And I go right to bed and I wake up and I feel good and energized for the next day. So.
Sleep is very important. Speaking of sleep, a man who was here for 12 hours yesterday holding it down, Devlin McKenzie. How are you doing?
Chilling, man.
Feeling
Doing
good today?
Yeah. How about yourself? Are you doing good? No one ever asked you.
Nobody ever asked Zach.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. I'm on top of the world right now. That's how I'm feeling. It's because I had a Celsius. If you've been a listener to the show, you know Bruno and I go back and forth with this. Bruno's in his Red Bull era right now. He's Red Bull aired out.
It's all right.
I don't do well with the energy drinks. I never do. So I haven't had one maybe in 4 months. But I had a Celsius today. I had it at noon, and I still right now I feel shaky. I feel going. I'm ready. I'm ready to pop. That's what I feel like right now, Devlin. And I got a 2-hour radio show to do. So it's good to get all this energy and I get all this out right now because I could say anything right now. I'm a live wire. I'm a live wire right now.
You don't drink coffee?
I don't drink any coffee. I don't drink any caffeine. I never have caffeine. So then when you just pump me full of 300 milligrams of caffeine, watch out.
Yeah, coffee's gone pretty weird for me because I used to live off of it for football, for meetings wise, being tired off of practice and then having to go to meetings and typically having to be pretty locked in. If you're a guard, if you play guard, you get to drool all over yourself. But playing center, even if there's a possibility of playing center, you got to be pretty locked in.
You got to be somewhat smart.
So coffee helped in that. But now all coffee makes me do is go to the bathroom and I knock out. Coffee makes me go to sleep. It's insane. So
Flaming white hot take. Coffee sucks. Smell of it, the taste of it, it's gross.
Smell of it? That's
Yes.
a crazy hot take. That's half the reason I get up in the morning.
It's terrible.
It's phenomenal.
I walk into somewhere and I just think, who farted? That's when I smell coffee, that's what I think.
I think you're insane. Yeah. Coffee is one of the good delicacies of this world. If any of those, the best part of the billionaire mindset. They're like, you should not go to Starbucks. Screw that.
I've been saving those $5 for every day because I'm not. You know what I'll do though, which is really weird because I do hate the smell of coffee, but I love going to a coffee shop, like a local one. I don't
get hot chocolate. Or
I get like a hot chocolate, maybe like an apple cider, or there's one in Hendersonville. They do like these like energy drinks, but they're like fruity, so they got like like it's mango.
Oh
or
yeah, those are good.
Stuff like that. I enjoy those a lot, but I like just going to a local coffee shop and just holding it down. You know what I mean? Like I have a chair in there that is just when I get there, I'm sitting in that chair and I'm holding it down. That's what I'm doing. I'm keeping the building from floating away because I'm holding it down so hard. Mm-hmm. And I love doing that. Shout out local business. And I love local businesses.
Last off-topic thing. I've been going to the same Mexican place in Clarksville for a while.
And you hold it down. I
do hold it down. I hold it down. And they came up. The guy who owns the building came up to me. He was like, "Habla español?" Nope. Sorry.
You're like, I'm Bolivian.
We just started chopping it up because he was like, I see you in here because I'll take my mom out there sometimes and stuff like that. And that's always awesome. And I guess it's just a switch of a flip. She'll just like talk to him in Spanish. And I don't know. So, just one of those things.
What are they saying?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that, Mom? But yeah, so I'm live wired. I just saw Nick on Twitter. He says I wake up and shotgun a monster at 5 a.m. I mean, hey,
Jesus.
Hey guys, don't do that.
Hey, there are a lot of people that live like that.
Yes, they do.
Two of my buddies,
and they are called cops,
or servicemen.
Yes.
I have two good buddies in the Army, and they live off of this stuff, man. It's insane. It can't be healthy, but they're gonna
just can't be. Their hearts just.
Well, they're gonna live long. Well, then again, being 360 isn't healthy, but I'm here, so.
All muscle though, so
a lot of it.
Don't forget about it.
It's bulk boy season.
So we have a ton of things going on today. I want to start off with some more topical things that are happening. First off, I want to say shout out Braves. Got the win last night.
Big dubs.
Shout out Devlin because Devlin is red hot right now.
We're riding with Devlin.
I mean,
I'll have Bruno's bets. I'll have one thing I want to add for my lock of the week, and that is it.
I haven't seen a turnaround like this ever. Because, I mean, you go from pit of despair. You go from GOAT to GOAT. And what that means, GOAT in the bad way, and then now greatest of all time. Devlin is red hot. His bet last night when we were talking about it, of course, we had like the impromptu show because the Braves took 8 hours to actually play their game. But they did finally play it on this very station. And Devlin called it. He said, first bet, the only bet, first inning, no runs scored, cash.
I mean, what was better? The Red Sox overcoming 3-0 to end the curse, or Devlin McKenzie on this show?
If you ask a Red Sox fan, I think they say Devlin.
Yeah, I think so too.
I really do.
Feels good. I mean, I can't complain. I don't know how long this is going to go on for.
You are a bat out of hell right now.
I'm going to ride.
I mean, you are just right out.
It's fantastic.
Just screaming. And we have locks of the week in the third segment of the first hour.
Good stuff coming.
I'm excited to see what Devlin has. Because I think what I'm going to do this week, instead of a parlay, I'm going to straight all of them and run a parlay on it.
Okay. I will say, my lock of the week will be on Thursday Night Football tonight, so try not to steal mine.
Uh-oh.
Okay? Yeah. What?
No, that's not mine. Never mind. I just say uh-oh because the game's going to suck.
Do we usually do our locks of the week on
We do them on Fridays.
Yeah, so technically
you never get a chance to do Thursday.
Allowed. So I want to do Thursday.
It is. It's allowed because today's Thursday because we don't have a show tomorrow.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I wanted to do tonight because I saw some analytics that I love.
But you know what I want to start off the show with? Golf talk. Because we've been talking golf like crazy. And
we were before football season.
But
you've become a bit of a golf aficionado.
I mean, look, I'll say this. I'm not an aficionado. I'm not going to give myself that title, but I have become obsessed with golf. I really have. It's playing it, watching it, all of it. I never thought in a million years this would ever happen. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, as I'm nearing my 30s, I'm just like, now I like golf. I wish that 15-year-old me would have stuck with it when I first tried it and not been like, this sucks, I'm playing baseball. I wish I would, because I would be so much better
skilled.
now. Yeah, I'd be so much better now than I am because I'm starting at 29. Or 28, I guess, technically.
Better late than never.
Exactly.
Better late than never.
Exactly. But we talked about Liv versus PGA all summer. That was it was a great story through the summer.
Yeah, and I think to summarize the summer conversation, we both started very pro-Liv, and then I've kind of 180'd, but you have maybe toned it down, but are still pro-Liv. I would say you're pro-Liv, and I'm pretty skeptical at this point.
I am pro-Liv in the same way I am pro-competition. That's the best way to say it. And I think that people that are against Live, they're not against Live for the reasons they say they are. They're against Live because it upsets the status quo. And Phil Mickelson, big fan of this show. We've had him on. He's a stretcher. Is really what he is. When you watch the show and you're a part of it multiple times, you become a stretcher. You become an avid stretcher. And I think people, once again, are just upset at Live because it upsets the status quo. And I think for so long, sports get away with being a monopoly that nobody talks about. NFL owns a day of the week. College football owns a day of the week. MLB, there's never going to be another baseball league that's going to touch the MLB. There's never going to be another basketball league that touches the NBA. And I think for the first time in a long time, we have now a sport that's just upsetting the status quo and actually doing something with it. Trying efforts to make the sport better.
Yeah, break the status quo because
and it's completely.
It's one of those things. It's like, be careful what you ask for. You just might get it, and you get it, and it's because Live just isn't that good of a product. So it's like we want this thing.
Well, I think it's still infancy of its product. I'm not going to say that it's bad. I'm not going to say that it's a bad product. They're just doing things that change. And how do you redirect what's bad or good? Because they have good golfers.
Now we're starting to get into the allegory of like the chair.
For sure.
Yeah.
But
what makes a chair a chair? Yeah.
But really though, that's what I'm saying. They're still growing in what they are. And you can't say they haven't made the PGA better in what they've done so far, because they have.
Yeah.
Because the PGA's even made changes to go alongside a Live. That's already happened. So whoever stays in the PGA or the future of the PGA, they have to say thank you. That's what they have to do. They have to say thank you to Live Golf. They never will, and no PGA person or person that. And I'm not saying I'm anti-PGA. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that there are changes in the PGA that have been made so because of what Liv's doing. Because when you have competition in any kind of business, it's going to make you better because now you have to strategize and create and be different. You can't just do the same old thing week in, week out and expect a different audience, because now there's something out there challenging it. But Phil Mickelson, he went out and talked about something or really the differences between Live and PGA and what he believes is going on between the two. Let's listen to this audio.
Phil, obviously, when you were here last time, things have changed a lot in the world of golf. But this was sort of, on the cusp of people's minds. Live Golf. Something was going to happen. At that point, what did you envision, and how much is it different than maybe what you thought it might be?
Well, it evolved a lot, and it will continue to evolve over time. There were a lot of opportunities that were left open for somebody to come in and do this. I think if you look back into the 70s, what happened with cricket is probably the best analogy. I think that, as I said earlier, for a long, long time, my 30 years on the PGA Tour, pretty much all the best players played on the PGA Tour, at least for the last 20 years. That will never be the case again. And I think going forward, you have to pick a side. You have to pick what side do you think is going to be successful. And I firmly believe that I'm on the winning side of how things are going to evolve and shape in the coming years for professional golf. And we play against a lot of the best players in the world on Live, and there are a lot of the best players in the world on PGA Tour. And until some of the until both sides sit down and have a conversation and work something out, both sides are going to continue to change and evolve. And I see Live Golf trending upwards. I see PGA Tour trending downwards, and I love the side that I'm on. And I love how I feel. I love how I'm reinvigorated and excited to play golf and compete. I love the experience. I love the way they treat us. I love the way they involve us and listen to us in decisions. It's so inclusive. It's so fluid that Live Golf is leading, whether it's shorts, whether it's other aspects of professional golf that are going to change and evolve, those positions will be led by LIV.
So there's Phil Mickelson talking about what he believes the differences right now between the PGA and LIV are, which is, he, in his eyes, biased, obviously. He's with LIV, away from PGA. It became the face shot of this. But he says that LIV trending up, and he thinks PGA trending down.
One thing I can identify with what he said from a player perspective is, like, when you do something for so long, I mean, how long was he in the PGA in the same circuit of tournaments and stuff like that? When there's a change, it does give you new life. It's just like, oh, thank God, a new experience, and I think that goes for everybody. If you work somewhere 20 years and you get paid more to do different things and maybe your performance isn't as needed in that regard, you'll start to have an appreciation for things. So I think that's a very fair comment from him. But as far as what the league is doing different, I think he's happy with his position, but he's struggling to sell LIV still a little bit. At least he's being more forward with it, whereas I could see how that backlash they were getting back then 3 months ago.
Yeah.
The backlash, that just shows how much the media cycles. So if you're ever being attacked, just hold out for a week and it'll go away.
Right.
But they were getting attacked pretty hard, and it seemed like he was afraid to go all in on LIV, whereas now he's starting to creep towards that.
Well, it's comfortability too, I think.
Yeah.
He's getting more comfortable inside of it. But I also think, though, we've seen with this so far, there's been a pro LIV statement. I wonder who's going to be the next for the PGA. It's going to be the pro PGA statement, because this has been all summer. It's been a back and forth. It's been a complete back and forth between these two. I still think this is making a better product for the game of golf as a whole because, once again, competition. But I don't know how you would decide if he's seeing LIV trending. I mean, technically, yes, LIV's trending all the way up.
Because they're starting from the bottom.
Exactly.
Nothing. Yeah.
So they only have a choice but to go up for right now. And PGA has been all the way at the top for so long that there's nowhere really to go in the game of golf but down from where they were.
Yeah.
A year ago
market
to when
share.
this started.
Like if a new competitor enters the market share, you're gonna and you had 100% control, you're gonna lose.
PGA people hate that he said that though.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, he's wrong. And you'll never see a Walmart ad come out and be like, Target is killing it right now. They're going to say Walmart has the best deals no matter what. And that's what Phil Mickelson's doing. He's just like, LIV's the best. That's it. So I appreciate that. I think there's a bit of a marketing strategy in this from Phil. Like, looking at it from like an unbiased point of view, it's definitely just look, this is what it did. It topped news in sports. It got out there and it got the name of LIV back out there. It's a bit of a marketing strategy.
Yeah, it is. But it was so hilarious because Phil Mickelson, at the end of the day, is just a dude.
Yes.
He's a dude, right? And
who's really good at golf.
He's a dude. And notice I use the word dude intentionally, right? Like, he's a golf bro.
Yes.
Do you think he's researching the geopolitical expectations of Saudi Arabia and the region? Like, no. But he gets associated with that. And
like he's some politician.
Exactly.
Like,
Google LIV
Bill
Golf.
Clinton.
Google Twitter search LIV Golf, and I mean, you get the most it's not out of the realm of the conversation, because it's a Saudi trust fund that sponsors it. So I get why people talk about it. But when people are like, Phil Mickelson supports LIV Golf and it's PR exercise for Saudi Arabia, suppressing oil and effort to help Russia, and it's just like, Phil does not care about any of that. You want to know why? Because I don't care about any of that, and no other athlete cares about any of that. We're just we're just trying to do the sport. So I always think it's hilarious when he gets attached to that side, and you can tell when he has to talk about it, he's like, oh no.
Yeah. He's like, I don't even know what to say about this.
Yeah.
There's like political reporters that are showing up at his press conference.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like CPAC or whatever. And he's just like, you turn on CPAC, it pans from the Senate to Phil Mickelson, who has easily gambled over $100 million in his lifetime, and he's just like, I love the Saudis. They're good. They're good to me.
Oh man! All right, we need to run to a break. When we come back, we'll have CBSSports.com writer for the NFL, Jordan DeJani, good friend of the show, on with us, talk some NFL throughout that interview. But if you want to join in any other part of the show, Cure Hotline wide open, 615-844-5600.
Good afternoon. I'm looking at this crash up here in Madison at 65 northbound just before OHB, and it's aggravating that traffic a little bit in this spot. Then it breaks free for a bit, then it slows again on 65 as you get up around Vietnam Vets. Heavy 40 east at Fessler's. 40 looks good right now through Wilson County. A little bit of radar, I-40 through parts of Dixon County this afternoon, especially where they hide over there around 840. Hey, Ober-Gatlinburg Restaurant and Lounge celebrating Oktoberfest. Check it out at obergatlinburg.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hey guys, it's Zach. Now is the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Join today to get started with $150 in free bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. That's free bets back if your bet doesn't win. Just sign up with our promo code TAS. There's so many great deals. You can combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payout with the same game parlay. And you get paid your winnings fast. All on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Don't fumble your chance to get $150 in free bets, win or lose, with promo code TAS. Make every moment more this season with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. In the state of Tennessee, you got to be 21 and up and present in Tennessee. First online, real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call the TN Red Line, 1-800-889-9789.
Hey, football fans. The 2023 Commodore Sport Event posters are out and brought to you by these great sponsors: Master Battery, Ewing Bass Garage and Transmission, Nationwide Business Brothers, Parker & Watts Insurance, Firefly Pediatric Dentistry, No Line Concrete Service, Affordable Building Cleaning, Morton Plumbing, Shane Trucking and Excavating, Hargrove Body Shop, Frederick & Clark Realty, LLC, Richard Courtney. Brought to you and paid for by Prestige Marketing, LLC. Visit them online at prestigemarketingllc.com.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Your exclusive Nashville Sports Radio WNSR Skyscan forecast for this afternoon. It'll be sunny and breezy with a high of 71. We'll have winds to 20 miles an hour. Overnight, it'll be clear with a low of 45. We'll have sunny, breezy conditions again Friday. Our high 76 as winds gust to 20 miles an hour. Again, today's high 71, and utilizing the resources of the WeatherBug Network on Nashville Sports Radio. I'm WNSR's Rod Tanner.
Sports Radio WNSR.
The afternoon stretch. Eventually, they'll have music beds for men.
The afternoon stretch here on Nashville Sports Radio. Bruno Reagan, Devlin McKenzie, Zach Williams here in the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. Let's go to the Cure Hotline to have one of our best friends of the show on. Former, I guess technically an alum of the show, because while Bruno Reagan was off gallivanting in Birmingham playing USFL football, we had Jordan DeJani come in studio who brought all kinds of heat, fire, flames, whatever adjective you want to throw attached to him. It's great. Follow him on Twitter at Jordan DeJani. Some great NFL coverage there brought to you on CBSSports.com. Jordan, how you doing, buddy?
Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, my friends? Thank you so much for having me on the airwaves this afternoon.
Not many people just will jump out with the yo, yo, yo. You know, like it's not 1990s, but my guy will still do it.
I love it. Yeah, it's kind of my thing, I guess. It's funny because I definitely answer the phone like that with every producer, no matter if I'm going on the radio show for the first time, if it's in Buffalo, if it's in Toronto. I always answer the phone with the producer, yo, yo, yo.
I love it. I mean, first off, that you have a thing with the screeners. You know, not anything else. That's not on air. You know, that's off air stuff. So to keep the bit going on off air stuff just shows how much of a professional you really are.
I appreciate that. You got to find a way to hype yourself up and gain some confidence before you hit the airwaves at any time.
That's what I'm saying. I'm out here shouting that too. All right, let's talk some NFL football. The story that's come out today that I'm assuming that you've kind of been all over and looking at is an area that you once covered up in Washington. Dan Snyder's just like, hey, if I'm going down, I'm going to take everybody else with me. This seems like one of the craziest things that the NFL has had to face, which is internal pressure to bring down every other NFL owner if Dan Snyder goes down.
Yeah, you're having the right guy on the show as a former beat writer of the Washington football team Commander Skins. But, in this article, there's a couple things that we suspected or we already knew, right? I mean, Dan Snyder is defiant. He won't let go of the team. He was still making decisions for the team, which included the Carson Wentz edition. It felt like 1/3 of this article was new information. 1/3 of the article was information we already knew. And 1/3 of the article was kind of a history lesson behind Dan Snyder. And the casual NFL fan is going to look at these 10,000 words and say, wow, this could potentially be the final nail in the coffin for Dan Snyder. No, I don't think it will be. I will say that we did learn that Dan Snyder's been digging up dirt on owners and collecting it in jars as he takes the form of a rabid dog that's being backed into a corner. That's definitely a predicament for the NFL. But here's my main takeaway from the entire piece that I think should be the headline. The owners don't seem to be bothered about Dan Snyder's sexual misconduct allegations and the toxic workplace. They're more bothered about Snyder's poor financial showing. And it's very hard to knock these owners out of this good old boys club. So it's a very interesting article, and it's something that's going to be discussed between members of the front office and different organizations. But at the same time, I don't know exactly what this could change.
It feels like all of the owners are untouchable because they have billions of dollars to them. I mean, we just saw with the NBA side, the owner for the Spurs, Suns, thank you. For the Suns, he was, forced to sell, and it's almost like, oh no, this product that I paid $400 million for, I have to sell for $1.8 billion.
I mean, didn't Congress subpoena Dan Snyder, and he was like, sorry, I'm in Paris.
Yeah, they feel are they untouchable?
They kind of are. They just hop on their billion-dollar yachts and go around anywhere around the world and say no to Congress, unlike the common people can't.
It's tremendous. It really is. We're talking with Jordan Dajani. Follow him on Twitter at Jordan Dajani. Dajani is spelled like Dasani, but take the S away and then put a J there.
It's a good way to put it.
That's the best way to do it. I mean, because otherwise, good luck to you. So inside of the NFL also, everybody has their top 3, top 5. I'm kind of curious to see where you're sitting at right now in the power rankings, your power rankings currently. Where are you sitting? We'll just do top 3. I won't make you go past that. But what is your top 3 right now in the NFL?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting you asked this because I wrote a piece for CBSSports.com earlier this week ranking the NFL teams with 3 or more wins. And there's 14 teams that fit that credential. Or fit that criteria, I should say. And it's interesting because as I was ranking these teams, I felt like I was basically kind of dumping on them. I don't like any of these teams as legitimate contenders, but I do like a top 3. I can solidify my top 3 for you guys. Number 1, I'm going to have the Buffalo Bills there, right? They're the most complete team, the most deep team on both sides of the ball. At number 2, and you can make an argument for number 3, but either way, top 3, I like the Philadelphia Eagles. They are the remaining undefeated team for good reason, another complete team. I think the defense can serve as a strong backbone as this team progresses through the regular season. And at number 3, I'll put the Kansas City Chiefs. Anytime you got Patrick Mahomes under center, you're going to be a perennial contender. There's some bright spots on defense as well, but the Kansas City Chiefs, in my mind, are a top 3 team.
Everybody is entitled to an opinion, and nobody's ever wrong through an opinion, Jordan, but that just seemed, I mean, you did it. You're wrong. How are you not have the Chiefs number 1?
I mean, you can make an argument for Chiefs at number 1, and I won't scream at you, but here's the thing with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think we've seen them collectively shoot themselves in the foot time and time again. Losing to the lowly Indianapolis Colts definitely takes some effort. That loss was pretty gross to watch. They definitely should be undefeated, but they're not. Against the Las Vegas Raiders, they fell down 17-0. This is also an offense that's been very prone to slow starts. So, yeah, the Chiefs are obviously a contender, but when it comes to that consistent factor and playing complete games, we haven't seen it from them just yet. And I even wrote, I think that their best football is ahead of them. I think that this wide receiving core is going to be able to come together, and I think they'll be able to play more complete games down the line. But if I'm power ranking these teams right now, the Buffalo Bills, in my opinion, are number 1.
All right, Jordan, I got 2 questions for you. First of all, how close are the Minnesota Vikings in this top 3? Are they serious contender, or is it worth scratching them off?
It's funny you bring them up because I can't put my finger on these guys. I have them at number 10, actually, in my power rankings. I really like this offense, and I love their head coach. I've been following Kevin O'Connell for many years, and I think he's somebody who's going to get this franchise on the right track. I have some problems with their defense. They rank number 24 in yards allowed per game as a total unit, but their defense has come up clutch in the fourth quarter. But the Vikings have really had to scrape by some teams that, in my opinion, they were much better than. I don't know how you let the Chicago Bears drop whatever it was, 22 points, which is very high for a Chicago Bears offense on them last week. So this Vikings team is really tough to figure out. They're 4-1 straight up, 1-4 against the spread. That's something I kind of take into consideration with my rankings as well. The Vikings are just a tough team to figure out, but they're definitely a club that is worth watching as we progress through the year.
Now, last question I got for you. The New York Giants, real or frauds?
Man, you're asking the good questions today because the New York Giants, I think they deserve a lot of credit for what they've done so far. A comeback victory on the road against the Tennessee Titans, and then defeating Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers in London.
4-0.
I mean, this wide receiving core is obviously one of the worst in the NFL, which is why I can't have them as a legitimate contender. Daniel Jones has done a solid job overall with working with the kind of weapons he has. Obviously, the offense runs through Saquon Barkley, who looks like a star once again. And I think the headline for the Giants has been the addition of defensive coordinator Wink Martindale. He has this unit looking absolutely awesome. So I think we need to give the Giants their flowers. But I still think I look at a 4-1 record for these Giants, and I still think that's a bit fraudulent. When we're talking about real versus phony, it's obviously very subjective, but I don't have the Giants making the playoffs. I'll put it that way.
Talking with Jordan DeJani. You can follow him on Twitter at Jordan DeJani. Covers the NFL for CBS Sports. Now, let's bring it around here because I've been on this show. I want to get it back to our local side here. Of course, Titans. They're on a bye week. Can't lose this week. That's always good. But I've been on that the Tennessee Titans need to make moves right now because even though they have won 3 straight, it feels like the same way that the Giants have won their games. I feel like there's not much in there that you could really say, well, they were the dominant team. They just won on the scoreboard. I think they need to make moves before this trade deadline shows up. And I think one of the moves, obviously, is to bring in a wide receiver, find a stud wide receiver for this unit. Now that Treylon Burks has his toe issues, it feels like the passing game just goes nowhere. It's not really helping Derrick Henry right now. Even though Derrick Henry has been successful, he's not having Derrick Henry-esque games, if you will, with the amount of carries that he has. I'm looking at somebody like DJ Moore, where it feels like Carolina's just a fire sale waiting to happen right now because they are, Matt Rule gone. Their Baker Mayfield's in a boot. Their team feels like they're in shambles, trying to rebuild, and they have some of these star pieces. Do you think that's anywhere possible, or is it more likely that DJ Moore stays in Carolina, or does he get traded elsewhere?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, first of all, we saw reports about the Panthers potentially having a fire sale, but I'd like to remind people that fire sales basically never happen in the NFL. This isn't the NBA. It's not like we're going to see the Panthers come out and literally trade all of their best players away as they go for a very egregious tank session. It doesn't work like that in the National Football League. Now, when it comes specifically to DJ Moore, it's hard to see him being traded because just a few months ago, he signed a massive extension to make him one of the highest paid wide receivers in the NFL, right? This organization has dedicated themselves to him and did so just a number of weeks ago, basically. That's why it's hard to imagine. And when you look at the finances, I would wonder, and again, I wish I was a capologist so I could know this for sure, but I'm pretty sure the Panthers would have to forfeit some money, pay some money to send that contract away immediately as the ink is still drying on the paper. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But I can't say it's impossible because if DJ Moore, for whatever reason, or for good reason, I should say, wants out of Carolina, then obviously the Panthers would be more inclined to start answering the phone when it comes to his prospects. So I don't really know how possible it is just because he signed that extension just a couple months ago.
Have you been looking at any possible trades that, as we're getting closer every day towards the trade deadline, have you been looking at any kind that are on the top of your mind that might be happening or could happen?
A little bit. I mean, I will say that the trade deadline always is such a sexy fantasy idea, but it basically never is. We don't see much action when it actually comes to that. We don't see a lot of player-for-player trades at that deadline. But there was one thing that popped up today on my radar, and it comes back to the Washington Commanders skins. William Jackson, one of their starting cornerbacks, is now on the trade block, and it sounds like Washington wants to send him away. Is he an elite guy? No, I'm not going to say that, but I think he would fit Tennessee's scheme a little better. He's more of a man-to-man guy that wants to follow around the best wide receiver on the opposite side of the field. In Washington's scheme, he's been playing more zone. So the secondary when it comes to this Titans team is where my eye goes when it comes to trying to make upgrades. I hate our cornerback position apart from Christian Fulton. I think adding William Jackson would go a long ways when it comes to beefing up this Titans team.
What do you think of Caleb Farley? What is it the Titans should do with Caleb Farley? Because I'm on the boat of just go ahead and change his position. He's never going to be better at corner, it feels like.
I'm on the boat of deporting him.
Yeah, I mean, Bruno's trying to get rid of him. I think that at some point it feels like if you're going to be rocking with this guy with his contract right now because of a rookie deal, it feels like you just go ahead and change his position.
I would love to see what the trade market's like for him, but I'm pretty sure I can answer my own question. I'm pretty sure you can't get much in return for him, even though he's a former first-round pick. Apart from all of his obvious struggles in the secondary on the field, he has major injury concerns as well. It feels like he's one snap away from, ending up on injured reserve once again. And when it comes to changing his position, if we were to change him to safety, he's been beaten deep multiple times this season. So if he was working as a free safety, I don't think that's something that would exactly work. Putting him at strong safety is not something I think would work either, since he's not exactly a hit stick waiting to happen. So, I mean, maybe the Titans start experimenting with that. That wouldn't shock me, but it's still hard to feel. It's hard to feel like he's going to find any level of success. I'm feeling pretty out on Caleb Farley, and I was quick to be out on him last year as well.
All right, final question, Jordan. Tonight, Washington, Chicago. Who do you got in this ballgame?
I'm excited for this game. I mean, obviously, I follow the Washington team a lot, and I'm also a Justin Fields believer, even though he has the worst offensive coaching staff I've ever seen in my life. But I've also seen that there's a lot of wind going on in Chicago right now, which is going to affect how these two teams play. So I'm not really bullish to bet on this game. I think I'm going to lean towards Washington. Carson Wentz is banged up, but I really do like Brian Robinson. If you're a betting man, I would consider looking at his lines for both rushing attempts and rushing yards. He could be the focal point of the offense tonight in the Windy City. So take a look at that, but I'm excited to hear what you guys talk about when it comes to breaking down this game and also Bruno's bets as well.
Hey, Jordan, look, this is the thing. A lot of people don't understand this. Jordan's a stretcher. He's an avid stretcher. He listens to the show. He pays attention to the show. And we pay attention to Jordan all the same. I appreciate you, man, jumping on with us. You know it's all love all the time. Hopefully we can get together soon.
Anytime, man. Really appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Jordan DeJani. Follow him on Twitter at Jordan DeJani, NFL CBS sports writer. He does a great job. He really is. Wealth of knowledge, wealth of talent right there. He's great on the air. I mean, really, it's a crime that he doesn't have his own radio show. He really should, because he's tremendous on air. I love Jordan so much. Also, Hendersonville guy. So that's always high in my books, too.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. We're like next door neighbors, basically. There's a lake in between us, but if you drawed a shot across my left side of my house, it would hit Jordan's house.
That's cute.
Yeah.
You guys should set something up.
It just takes 20 minutes.
Like a trade route.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, hey, do you have the lick? Yeah, I got it. Just a quick boat ride.
All right, we need to run to a break. When we come back, we're going to have our locks of the week brought to you by Austin Hardy State Farm Insurance.
Good afternoon. Pretty busy on the South Loop, the West Loop. A steady flow of traffic on 24 through Rutherford County this afternoon at around 8:40 with some radar out through parts of Coffee County. So be careful. Headed towards Wilson County right now. Not too bad on I-40 as you come through Hermitage out towards Lebanon. Hey, Ober-Gatlinburg Restaurant and Lounge celebrating Oktoberfest. Check it out online at obergatlinburg.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
How about a win? How about a win? How about a win with top prizes? How about a bid for, win, and a play for quick bucks? How about a win? About a win with a win and a bid for $1, $2, $5, $10 quick games, the best cash games around. How about a win? About a win with a win and sold at your nearest Tennessee Lottery retailer.
Try the new instant games from the Tennessee Lottery. They're loaded with top prizes from $50 up to $5,000. Get them before they're gone. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
4, 3, 2.
One lucky Powerball player will ring in the new year with $1 million win. Powerball's New Year's Rockin' Eve VIP experience is back with a chance for you and a guest to score the trip of a lifetime to New York City for New Year's Eve. Win exclusive access to epic events and a chance to be the first Powerball millionaire of 2023. Announced live on Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve. Enter your Powerball tickets at tnviprewards.com by October 30th. The Tennessee Lottery. Please play responsibly.
From the big game to the big dance, Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel downtown is your game day and watch party headquarters. Don't worry about entertaining guests and trying to feed everyone. Sit back, relax, cheer on your team, and let the Bar Lines staff take care of you. Grab a Bar Lines signature cocktail and enjoy some wicked deviled eggs. Or a Bar Lines double stack and finish it off with some Jack and Coke chocolate cake. Bust your belly and your bracket at Bar Lines. Located in the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
It's a Bill King Show.
Lane Kiffin. Let me get this straight. Bill, smooth talking James Franklin just lost a quarterback recruit to Sun Belt Billy. Put him on the hot seat, Bill. The only thing James Franklin is good at is working the coaching carousel for a raise each year. He's really good at that. He's very, very good.
Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on Sports Radio 560 on 95.9 FM.
Call in now to the afternoon stretch, 615-844-5600, and be the most talented person on the show.
It is Thursday. Typically, we go Fridays with our locks of the week, brought to you by Austin Hardy State Farm Insurance. But no Friday show tomorrow for us due to Braves baseball. So we have to fit all of our Friday stuff in with our Thursday stuff just because we're content. That's what this show's content. Yep. We're content. And really, we're content kings.
And really, we're number one at the station.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
Flagship show of the station.
Absolutely.
Right? And then, like Greg Pogue and John Burton, they're like what are those little boats on the side of the boats? The dinghies? They're like the dinghies of the station. They're there. Like, if everything goes crazy, it's like, well, at least you got John Burton and Greg Pogue. But, yeah, they're like the dinghy of the show. And we're like the flagship.
They're like the bread rolls.
Giant mast.
They're the bread rolls, and we're the steak.
Yeah. I don't know. Bread rolls are actually kind of my favorite. So
some people like bread rolls.
They're the napkin. Like, they have the napkin. Like, it's like, look.
They're the water that you bring at nice restaurants that some people are like, this is my drink, but it's really to clean off with. That's what they are.
Yeah, it's like already at the table, but then they're like, well, what do you want to drink? And they're like, not this, and they put it away. Let's get into our locks of the week.
Time now for the Keeping You Safe Pick of the Week, brought to you by Austin Hardy State Farm Insurance.
Austin Hardy, the real safe pick. We're going to talk about him more in just a little bit. Last week, I've got to say, Auburn screwed me. I got screwed by Auburn.
They didn't just screw you. They screwed us.
Yeah. Because if you don't know, Bruno puts these together in a parlay.
Yeah.
Every time.
Throw $100 on every single one.
Every single one of them. And so it's not easy to pick a lock. I thought for sure Georgia, who had been playing terrible all the way through, Mizzou almost beat them. Then you had Kent State, who covered. Harsin on the hot seat. This is a time for him to show up, make a little noise.
It's a good thing Harsin doesn't play.
He does not.
Their quarterback was like 4 of 17.
It's crazy. It was crazy how they just disappeared in that game. All right. Who wants to start off?
Me.
Not you?
Me.
Oh, Bruno wants to start.
Of course.
Bruno wants to smoke.
I'm 1-on-1 on deathlocks. Vandy, that was a deathlock. Cam Akers, that was silly to make that a deathlock.
Wasn't really a deathlock.
But I'd said it, so I'll give myself. So to get back into the winning column of deathlocks.
Oh. You should already be dead by now, technically, because you got one wrong, right?
Yeah, I know. Well, I earned a life with the first one, so now I'm back to 0.
It's like it's
Mario.
What's the movie Ready Player One where he has like an extra life and he's like,
And before you get mad, it is tonight's Thursday night game, and it's a lock. It's 100% lock. It's the Washington Commanders. And you're like, oh, what? The Washington Commanders are your lock? Listen to me. Listen. Carson Wentz is 6-0 in Thursday Night Football in his career. 6-0. Carson Wentz is 3-0 versus the Chicago Bears. Carson Wentz on Thursday Night Football has 15 touchdowns for 2 interceptions. Carson Wentz is the Kirk Cousins. The way Kirk Cousins is at noon, Carson Wentz is
in
on Thursday Night Football, especially Thursday Night Football. Carson Wentz is going to get it done. All the Carson Wentz props, when we get to Bruno's bets, we'll do Carson Wentz props. But for the lock, I have Washington. Brian Robinson's getting the start. He's going to be hungry. I have Washington on the pick'em. Give me Washington.
You're just money line Washington. That's your
Well,
lock.
some books have them on -1. So I've seen it move from -1 to pick 'em, -1 to pick 'em. Washington being the favorite. So if there's Washington -1, take that too.
FanDuel right now, Cotias as always.
Last
is
time I checked,
Washington
it was -1.
Just
Yeah.
one, yeah, straight one.
So take a Washington -1. You can get that point.
But you could parlay that in just money line as well. You think they're going to cover and win?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to lose by a point.
I guess. But when you do those compounding ones, it kills your odds. So it's really not worth. Just take one.
Yeah. Okay. So Washington -1. That's Bruno's first pick.
I want nothing to do with this game.
I don't blame you.
I do not want to watch it.
I want to throw up. That's what I want to do.
But I do want to watch something today.
I threw up.
Last year, I was huge on NHL overs. I was a 60% gambler on NHL overs last year.
You're an overs guy.
I am an overs guy. Okay. And this score looks great to me. It's the Preds game. And the over-under is 5.5.
Yes.
NHL scoring absolutely exploded last year. Teams were averaging almost 3 goals a game. I think 5.5 is a steal. It's the lowest over-under in the entire slate for NHL today. I'm taking the over tonight as my lock of the week, 5.5.
The opening home game, home opener, I guess, if you will, for the Preds after their 2-0
So 2 of our
Prague
logs will
victories.
be decided tonight.
Yes.
Well, I don't even know what yours is.
I like yours, Devlin. I like that.
You don't like Carson Wentz 3-0 versus the Bears 6-0 on Thursday?
I didn't say. I was just giving Devlin his props. Why can't I give Devlin props? Devlin's been red hot.
Acknowledge me.
And you have to acknowledge how hot Devlin is. Yeah. He is hot guy radio right now.
Well, he's, not to be that guy, but I'm sort of a mentor to Devlin. So he's just, picking up on what I've been putting down.
I'm Robin to Batman.
At least you can admit that you're Robin. Mm-hmm. Some people have a real hard time admitting that they're Robin.
That's hey, I've paid my dues on this show.
Well, for anyone who wasn't watching the video, I pointed to Bruno.
Game of Thrones time.
Oh, okay.
You want to learn how to lead?
In.
You want to learn how to lead? Learn how to follow Jon Snow. And I'm all about that. So I paid my dues.
I know what I must do, but I don't know if I'm strong enough to do it.
What was that one again?
That's Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren. This is what I want to do. We may need this because I've been the problem lately. I'm new Devlin.
And you're about to be a problem because I see the indecision in your eyes on your lock.
I know. It shouldn't be a lock. It should not be a lock.
We're going to bust her on you again.
All right, I'm making my decision. A man has to stand with his decision, and I've made my decision. Vols +7, lock.
Oh, my God. Every single game I bet with Alabama, I lose. If I bet against Bama on the spread, they lose it. If I bet Bama on the spread, Florida almost beats them. What is... this one is so...
In Knoxville, Rocky Top coming to life. That's a lock. Hey, the Saban era's done. Or let me say this. It's dying. It's dying. It's on life support right now.
Devlin, I love your pick, and I love my pick.
Acknowledge me.
Your pick isn't the worst of the world.
I wanted to go Vols money line.
Don't do that.
That's what I wanted to do.
Well, no, thank you for giving me the points because you know I put on this.
It's not even the craziest plus odds that I've done. Remember, I did a plus 440, called my shot in a fight.
Yeah.
But it's plus 240 money line. I really want to make it money line. I want to go that way.
For the sake of me, I'm glad you didn't.
I'm going to take the plus. I'm giving them the 7.
I got to see the Vols up close. I've been bullish on them all year, and I think if you see me, a guy who is so overtly pro Vandy, compliment the Vols, it has to mean a little bit more because I don't have a dog in that fight. They genuinely can. I'm extremely worried for the Twitter explosion that will happen if they win that game. But even if they don't win that game and they play it close and it goes to overtime, we win the bet regardless. If we hit overtime, we win.
Yes.
Which is very possible. It's also very possible. I really do think Tennessee can win by 17-21. I think that's a very big possibility.
I don't think it's crazy either. And this is the thing. All good things come to an end. And all bad things come to an end just as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to come to a head. Tennessee, to me, is real. And this is their first, because there's been a lot of people who are like, well, LSU, they're washed. That's a bad team. That was hyped up for no reason. Pitt sucks. When you start getting a bunch of those in a row where they start saying, well, all these other teams were just, they really weren't that good. But the week before it, you're like, well, this is going to be a great contest. It's going to be a close one. But then Tennessee just blanks them. And you say, well, they're not that good of a team. At a certain point, you have to start realizing that the team's good. And I think the Vols are good. And I think Alabama's still good. I just think Tennessee can now fight with them.
And the great thing I'll say about Tennessee from a betting perspective is if Alabama went up 14-0 in the first quarter, I wouldn't count Tennessee out at all. I would feel comfortable. I feel comfortable with them being able to put points up back to back to back to back. So this would be in play the entire time outside of a 28-point lead, which this Bama team won't have.
Do you have the parlay numbers on this?
I do.
What is that parlay number for all 3 of our picks?
It is it's around plus 570.
Not bad. That's reasonable.
It is reasonable for how great I feel about these picks. I feel so great about it. You don't want to know what I put on this.
Okay. We need to run to a break. If you want to jump in, Cure Hotline, 615-844-5600.
This has been your Keeping You Safe pick. The real safe pick you can choose is Austin Hardy with State Farm Insurance for home and auto. Give Austin a call at 615-810-9999.
Good afternoon. They're still trying to move this wreck out here on 24 westbound. It's going to be at Haywood Lane. It's got traffic really slow now between Bell Road and Haywood Lane on 24 westbound. Still looking at this crazy-looking wreck over here on 40 westbound at Fessler's. Got traffic extra slow now between Spence Lane and Fessler's on I-40 going west. Heavy eastbound I-40 out through Mount Juliet. Hey, Ober-Gatlinburg Restaurant and Lounge is celebrating Oktoberfest. You don't want to miss it. Check it out at obergatlinburg.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
NASCAR has issued Stewart-Haas Racing a huge penalty for artificially altering the race's finishing positions this past weekend. The number 41, driven by Cole Custer, has received a 50-point deduction to the driver and owner, and crew chief Mike Shiplett has been fined $100,000 and suspended indefinitely. Shiplett is quoted as saying on the team radio, "I think you got a flat tire. Check up, check up, check up." Custer's teammate Chase Briscoe advanced in the playoffs by only 2 points, knocking Kyle Larson out. Stewart-Haas Racing said they will appeal, saying they deny any wrongdoing and will vigorously defend its personnel against these allegations in its appeal with NASCAR. The team dropped their appeal of the L2 penalty of Kevin Harvick's number 4 for an unapproved modification of a single-sourced part after Talladega. So the penalties and fines will stand: 100 points deduction, 4-race suspension of crew chief Rodney Childers, and his wallet will be $100,000 lighter. Unfortunately for Alex Bowman fans, he will continue to sit out races to recover from concussion-like symptoms. Hendrick Motorsports has confirmed that he will be out at least the next 3 races, making the season finale race at Phoenix Raceway the only possibility to close out the season for Alex. Noah Gragson will continue to fill in as the driver of the number 48 car. Have you seen 7-time champion Jimmy Johnson has a photo book out called One More Lap, a behind-the-scenes look at his career. Check it out. This is the final lap.
For Butch's Coffee. For EJ's Sandwich Shop. For Springfield Family Dental.
Every day, Staples helps every kind of small business create bold signs that sing. And now get $10 off custom signs, banners, and posters when you spend $50 or more. Ends 12/31. Visit staplesconnect.com/thisisyoursign for details.
Shiny and strong and healthy and hydrated. Your hair can do it all. So get to Ulta Beauty's gorgeous hair event, happening now, to see how you can take your hair to a whole new level. Discover beauty steals of 50% off must-haves from brands like Living Proof and Redken. And explore exciting new arrivals from Olaplex and Dyson. These deals won't last long, so hurry. This event ends October 22nd. Shop in-store, online, or pick up today. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful.
Hey, Braves fan, the postseason is here, and that means it's time to cheer on the Atlanta Braves as they go on another run.
It's tied up on a solo homer by Dansby Swanson.
Attorney Klein Preston of the Klein Preston Law Group wants you to join them in cheering on the Atlanta Braves. Here's to another amazing postseason run for Braves country here on your home for the Atlanta Braves.
The Atlanta Braves are world champions.
Nashville Sports Radio. The Afternoon Stretch, the show endorsed by News Channel 5's John Burton.
Klein Preston Law Atlanta Braves update. The Braves 1-1 with the Phillies. They will play tomorrow. First pitch 3:37. Weird time. I mean, that has baseball written all over it.
It has afternoon stretch disruption written all over it.
It does
it's
that
coming
as well.
from the man.
Yes.
They don't want to see us succeed. Two young men.
Haters are cheering.
Yes, the haters, this is giving them fuel.
Yes.
Now, we'll be back Monday. Wait, I don't want to. Yeah, we'll be back Monday.
Yes.
It's Tuesday that could potentially be.
Yeah.
Because Braves keep going if they win.
Shout out Kyle Wright. I mean, 6 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, no hits yesterday. Just absolutely dousing the Phillies.
Andy Boy's ace.
Yes. And he has turned, he's the most winning. This guy's had a turnaround in his career because there was a time where people were like, Braves fans were wanting to get rid of him, sell him out, move him on. Mm-hmm. And he has completely done a 180.
Big reason why they won the NL East and are in the position they are this year.
Most winning pitcher of the season.
Yeah.
It's wild. 22 wins, I think he's up to now.
Hey, best teams have guys. They're the best teams, their best guys step up in the best spots, which is the postseason.
And it's just more proof of how good Tim Corbin and that Vandy staff really prepare these guys for the MLB. That really is. It's insane. It's insane. All right, we need to run to the end of the first hour. We have a second hour coming up, though. If you want to get in, Cure Hotline, wide open, 615-844-5600.
On air and online, Sports Radio WNSR, Brentwood, Nashville.
ABC News, I'm Andy Field. History in the making by the January 6th Committee.
In an extraordinary move, the January 6th Committee has unanimously voted to subpoena former President Donald Trump.
We are obligated to seek answers directly from the man who set this all in motion. And every American is entitled to those answers, so we can act now to protect our republic.
It's unclear whether the former president will comply with the subpoena. Faith Abube, ABC News.
Today's hearing punctuated by an airing of never-before-seen video from inside the U.S. Capitol the day of the January 6th attack, showing lawmakers, including Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, huddled in an office on cell phones, trying to get former President Trump to call off the rioters. A Florida jury recommending that Parkland High School shooter Nicholas Cruz be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The judge will make a final sentencing ruling on November 1st. This is ABC News.
There's still time for business owners to claim their federal aid under the Employee Retention Tax Credit Program. Cash refunds of up to $26,000 per employee are available for employers who continue to pay their employees during the COVID epidemic. Many businesses qualify and simply do not know it. All business types and industries may qualify. You can claim the credit even if you received a PPP loan. This is a cash payment and not a loan and can be claimed now. The licensed CPAs and tax professionals at Ferguson, Timar & Associates have been serving serving business owners across the country for over 15 years. The best part is that until you receive your cash payment, you don't pay us a dime. Our tax credit specialists are available now at 833-ERC-FILE, and your tax payment estimate is quick, easy, and free. That's 833-ERC-FILE to qualify you and your business for up to $26,000 per employee of free federal aid. Call us now at 833-ERC-FILE. That's 833-ERC-FILE.
NFL Plus is here, which means no matter where you are, this is how you football. You can stream live, local, and primetime regular season games on your phone or tablet, 45-minute game replays, and more.
That's how you do it right there.
This is the NFL for every fan. This is football freedom. This is your game on the go. Wherever you are, this is how you football. Go to plus.nfl.com/radio and start your free trial of NFL Plus today. Terms and conditions apply.
Bundling car and renter's insurance with Geico is so easy, your neighbors are probably already doing it. But who? Look for the signs. Chances are they live in a home and have a car. They use money and enjoy having more of it. They probably drink lots of lemonade. Lemonade. And they've probably said something suspicious like, "I'm bundling with Geico," or "Stop spying on me with those binoculars." If so, you may want to ask them how easy it was to bundle with Geico. Bundling is easy with Geico. Just ask your neighbors.
Hello, this is Greg Pogue inviting you to join Coach Bubba Spears and me for the Mid-State Checkdown High School Game of the Week Friday night with a region showdown between the Pearl Cone Firebirds and the Greenbrier Bobcats. It's a full evening of high school football on Nashville Sports Radio starting at 6:15 with Murphy's matchup, followed by the pregame show at 6:45 and kickoff at 7. And then after the game, it's the scoreboard show with Bruno, Reagan, Ray Doskey, and Devlin McKenzie. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, WNSR.com, and the station app. That's Pearl Cone and Greenbrier right here Friday night on Nashville Sports Radio.
Okay, it's happening. It's the afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
Everybody stay calm. Stay calm.
Let's take some calls from the public, shall we?
Join the afternoon stretch now on the Cure Hotline, 615-844-5600. Now here's Bruno and Zach.
Second hour of the afternoon stretch here on Nashville Sports Radio. Here till 6 o'clock. Final hour of the week. This is our last show of the week. No show tomorrow. Atlanta Braves taking over. Phillies coming up for Game 3 of that NLDS matchup. Right now, currently, got the Seattle Mariners and the Houston Astros, who the Astros are, of course, leading that series 1-0 right now. 3-2 is the score. Houston has the lead in the bottom of the 7th currently against the Mariners, and Houston's up to bat. I can only hope for downfall for the Houston Astros.
We're leading, yeah.
They're leading, and I hate
the
them.
Series, leading the score. They're going to lead straight into the World Series.
I hope they lead to a dumpster can, and the team is sold, and they change their name, and all the history is removed. Don't deserve to be in baseball.
Was dumpster can on purpose there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Making sure. It was.
But didn't
This
everyone
is the
cheat?
Celsius talking. That's what that is.
Didn't
This is the
everybody
caffeine.
else cheat? Wasn't everybody cheating?
Could be. I don't know. They were the ones that were the most obvious.
Yeah.
So don't like it. Don't like them. I've lost all respect for them. That's really the side of this. Devontae Adams is kind of there too now for me. But that's just me. If you want to jump in, Cure Hotline's wide open, 615-844-5600. Let's go to the Cure Hotline. Our good friend Womble on the line. Womble, how you doing, buddy?
I am good, fellas. How are you guys doing today?
Feeling really good right now. I'm buzzing.
You're buzzing.
Yes.
You're buzzing. Well, that's really good to hear, Zach. I missed your guys' locks of the week, but I did hear kind of the end of your spiel, and I think you were talking about Tennessee making all their other opponents look middle of the road, and they should start getting some credit for that. I completely agree. That Tennessee has made Pittsburgh, Florida, LSU look bad / middle of the road. So I think a lot of credit should be given to the Vols for that one. But big game Saturday. I guess it all really comes down to this one. To be honest with you, as a Tennessee fan, this is the game that really matters. In the grand scheme of things, Tennessee and Alabama are the true OGs of the SEC and kind of built that conference and helped build college football. So, Saturday's game means a lot. I have no idea how Tennessee can win, but I'm hopeful. What do you guys think?
Well, I So our locks of the week, what I went into was I wanted to pick Tennessee outright, just money line. It's a little scary to do that because you're fighting history essentially. But I went with Tennessee with the points +7. I think Tennessee could win though. I really do believe it's gonna happen. Like no matter what, Tennessee will not forever lose to Alabama. That's just not going to be how it goes. At some point, Tennessee will be a better team than Alabama, and I feel like right now seems like their best opportunity in the coming years to beat Alabama. You have them at home. You're going to get that home field advantage. If Tennessee can just not if the defense can just bend, don't break, I feel like they can outscore Alabama. It seems like they can outscore this Alabama squad. That's really, I'm betting on Hendon Hooker. I think we're waiting. This is where we see Hendon Hooker have his Heisman moment against Alabama at home. I really think it's all in Hendon Hooker's hands.
Tennessee has a lot more to play for.
Yes.
And I think the biggest factor that we haven't even mentioned yet is it's in Neyland.
Yes.
That's going to be the loudest place on earth. It might be louder than like a war zone. I'm just saying it's gonna affect Alabama.
I don't think you're wrong. Yeah.
If Bryce Young comes in, like, have we even heard about him? Is he healthy? Like starting to get towards playing? Because if it's that other guy, he's gonna be rattled. He is a rattled young man. And I think it's Tennessee has everything to play for, whereas Alabama, they're trying to just preserve the status quo. So one's going to be inspired and one's going to be just trying to get through the day.
Last I heard, they're hopeful Young is going to play. That's the last I've heard, though.
And if there's anything about Tennessee, Alabama, it's a brutal game.
Yes.
Brutal in the terms of the physicality of it. So I feel like every year someone goes down that game.
I do have to butt in and say that Alabama's not going to be just trying to get through this game. This game means a lot to them. As I said, these two teams are the OGs of conference. Like they are who built the SEC and part of college football. Like it means just as much to them. I mean, they smoke their cigars just like Tennessee fans would do. And until Nick Saban got there, it's not like they dominated that series. I mean, if you look at it, it was an evenly played series. I mean, their greatest coach never beat Tennessee's greatest coach, which is Bear Bryant never beat General Neyland. So these programs go back a long time. So it means just as much. Just as much to both programs. But that said, I want Tennessee to win. I'm hopeful they can win, but it's still Alabama, right? I mean, they're still the measuring stick for pretty much all of college football. And I just don't, as fast as Tennessee has progressed under Josh Heupel, like there's no way they've progressed that fast, right? I mean, there's no way they've progressed to a national title contender in 17 months from where they were. I mean, if they are, then you've got to consider Josh Heupel as one of the best coaches in America, right?
Well, he'd be coach of the year. It's hard to have sustained success, but sometimes the stars align. You get a solid recruiting class. You're deep at every position. So, like wide receiver, one goes down, they can have one step up at the same level. I mean, I think all the stars are aligning for Tennessee. They're playing at home. They got this fifth-year veteran guy who's hungry. I mean, he's an old cat, too. Hendon Hooker is older than a lot of starting NFL quarterbacks. So you have this veteran Grizzly guy leading the team. I don't think what they've done is insane. I think this is just the nature of football. Tennessee's been on the rise, and you say it can't happen in 17 months. That's a long time. You can make a lot happen in 17 months. Now, can they beat Alabama again and again and again? That's going to be a different thing. But eventually, they are going to drop a game. And if there's going to happen, it's going to be this one. It's this one. Tennessee has to be number 2 in the country next year to compete with Alabama? No, this is the best Tennessee has been in a while. So if there's any time to do it, now's your time. Now's your time.
Hey, I hope you're right. I hope we can break that streak. 0-15 hurts. It stinks, man. It ruins your day if you think about it. So I hope you guys right, man. Enjoy, but I'll let you go. Enjoy the rest of the show. Enjoy the day off tomorrow, and hey, go Vols as always.
Womble, always appreciate it, buddy. It's going to link soon.
For sure. See ya.
All right. I do want Tennessee to win. That's the real side of this too. As much as I don't like Tennessee, I really don't like Alabama.
Yeah.
So
no, I would prefer if Tennessee didn't win, but it's really not that big of a deal to me.
Yeah.
The only thing is
Vandy better beat Georgia.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, people are going to be praising Heupel for like, oh, he's the greatest. I think he just, he's done good things, but he just found a great situation with Hendon Hooker. I mean, if he's a Heisman level player, totally a Heisman level player. So I give all the credit to the players all.
It's taken a long time to get to that point too, but I think what you brought up is good. That the age of him, he's just a more mature player than everybody else on the field.
Absolutely,
so
he treats it like an NFL level, which is different. A lot of people don't.
Yeah,
because they're kids.
All right. We need to get over to our NFL pick'ems here, week 6. So currently in the standings, feels good right now for me. Feels really good. I am 48-32 leading the pack. I had a tremendous week last week, 11 right. If you want to bet on a winner, you bet on this guy right here. All right, I would have made you a lot of money last week. Devlin had a hot, not good week where he picked 2 brazen underdogs and got him right, but he only got 6 right last week. And Bruno, Devlin's 40-40. He's just right even. Bruno is 39-41, still trying to creep his way back up into positive territory. Had a good week, got 9 last week, trying to just steadily build every single day.
Yep, I'm unbreakable. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I'm unbreakable.
Week 3 USFL season proves different.
Well, that was a good point. Ligaments are the easiest thing to break in the big man's body, so they break those. But other than that, no, I'm mentally unbreakable.
There you
I
go.
could be down 0-10. I could be an 0-10 season. I'll play hard that last game.
So you're gonna give them everything you have, and that's what's gonna happen here. So week 6 starts off tonight. Bruno has already been very much on this. He's going to take
the Bears.
Commanders.
I'm just kidding. Commanders.
Commanders. Yeah. The over/under in this game 37.5. Does anybody take the under?
I'm scared of that. Yeah, it is so horrifying.
Yeah, no, I don't like that
I'm
at
scared
all.
of the over just as much as I am the under.
I'm scared of betting anything on this game personally. All right, Devlin, who are you taking?
Carson Wentz, 1,400 yards, 15 touchdowns, 2 picks, 6-0 on Thursday night. They could be playing the Bills, and I'd still take the Commanders. In this
Absolutely.
game. Give me Wentz. Give me the Commanders.
I've been a bit of a opposite kind of fade on Thursday nights, and it worked out for me last week. I picked Indianapolis. They won the ugliest game ever played. I'm taking Chicago this game. When I hear I like what y'all are saying with Carson Wentz. I do. But he has a shoulder that's hurt. And when I hear that, I get nervous for a quarterback on his throwing arm with a hurt shoulder. That's just me. I'm going to take Chicago at home in a gross game. There's no running game for Washington. They have 0 running game. Maybe Brian Robinson, he's coming off. This is, regardless, his second NFL game. He's going to be the starter tonight. If Carson Wentz can't throw, let alone have the weather that's going to be impacted, a lot of wind in this game, if they can't do anything, I'm going to bet on the better running back in this game. I'm taking the passing game completely out of it. David Montgomery, I think, has a big game tonight. I'm going Chicago in this one. I might be crazy.
You are crazy.
Call me crazy, at least you calling.
I mean, I don't mind you taking that pick because it just inches me closer to bridging our gap. So I'll let you take it.
I just feel confident about this one. Move on to our next one. Tampa Bay at Pittsburgh. It is a 8.5-point favorite for the Buccaneers on the spread. 44.5-point over under.
That's a steal. We only do the spreads if it's 10 or higher. If you were just tuning into the show, so you can take the Bucs outright even with that -8, and I'm taking that all the way. I mean, Pittsburgh is a pathetic team this season.
Devlin?
Samesies. Give me the Bucs. Even if it was a 10-point spread, I'd still take them in the points. Pittsburgh is terrible.
On the road, Tampa hasn't really been covering too much, though, so be careful of that
throwing
one.
enough to Mike Evans. Throw more to that
Simply
guy.
have to only throw to Mike Evans. That's really what it is. I'll be taking Tampa Bay as well in this one. Jacksonville at Indianapolis. This one, 1.5-point favorites are the Colts. 42.5-point over under.
The Colts and the sorry, I just got an alert that Dak was almost like Dak news broke. He might play. So
what a mistake for the Cowboys.
So anyways, Jags Colts. This is
in Indianapolis.
I know, and Indianapolis beat the Chiefs at home. So this is one of those questionable things. Trevor Lawrence, he's turnover prone. If Trevor Lawrence turns over a ball, typically the Jaguars lose. And
thinking of the Seattle Sea Dragons or whatever.
I'm going to go off of the premise that I think the Jaguars are a better team, and the 2 games they've won, they're 2 wins when James Robinson rushes 17 or more times, and they're 0-3 when he rushes under 17 times. Does that tell you anything? Rush James Robinson more. I know they want to get ETN involved, and he's had better weeks, but they're losing when they do. So I'm taking the Jags on this one.
Devlin?
I'm going to do whatever Bruno isn't here. I'm taking the Colts.
Ooh, is that just a strategy of fade Bruno, or is that just
for this game? This is one of those games where I don't really have a certain team that I think is going to win, so I'm just going to have some fun and just fade Bruno here.
Yeah, I'm going bounce back game for the Jacksonville Jaguars, losing against Houston last week. I don't think they want to lose 2 AFC South games. Jonathan Taylor beat up, trying to figure it out right now. He hadn't been electric since week 1. I've got Jacksonville winning this one. Cincinnati Bengals at the New Orleans Saints. 1.5-point favorites are the road Bengals. 43.5-point over-under on this one.
This one's tough for me. This one's tough.
It is. It really is, and I feel like it shouldn't be.
No, it's for whatever reason. I think Zach Taylor's time with the Bengals has just kind of come to an end.
Devlin just loves it.
I think Bengals fans low-key want them to lose out to sacrifice, because they have all this talent that's going to be around for a while, right? So just try and cut the, I don't want to call it a cancer because that's not fair, right? I just can't think of a better term, but they want to cut the fat out, which is Zach Taylor. So they wouldn't mind really even losing. And Taysom Hill's, we saw why they paid him that money. What an athlete.
He needs to be a defensive end.
So I'm taking watch out, TJ Watt.
I'm serious. Like, that's not a joke. I think he really should. They should try him out on defense.
Why not? No, I'm unironically
he might be the best
Why
NFL
not?
player. Like, if you're just saying like pure athlete,
he might be.
He might be the best one in the NFL.
No, he earned.
It's him and Debo.
I thought it was a total joke, and then I saw it with my own eyes. I mean, 4 touchdowns.
White Debo.
Yeah. So give me the Saints.
Yeah, I can tell you firsthand right now that Cincinnati fans do not like Zach Taylor. If the Bengals lose this game, not only is Zach Taylor on the hot seat, which I think he should be right now, he should be fired immediately because it's going to come down to play calling. This game is the Bengals to lose. If you lose it, it's strictly because of Zach Taylor. Nobody can change my mind. But I'm still going to take the Bengals in this game just because I don't like the Saints.
I'm going to rock the Bengals as well. I'm going Bengals. I know they're on the road. You took Saints, right, Bruno? So
yes, sir.
This is the only one odd out there. I think for sure Cincinnati gets this. They're on a bit of a comeback. They're losing also last week on primetime. Close one against the Ravens. I don't think they're going to go back-to-back losses. I'm keeping it on that side. Let's see. Jets and the Packers on the road in Lambeau. It's a touchdown favorite for the Packers. Kind of a weird team just as a whole right now. I really don't know what we're getting with them. 45.5-point over-under.
Yeah, but I look at the players. I would look at Aaron Rodgers versus Zach Wilson. I'm taking Aaron Rodgers every time. And Breece Hall and Michael Carter have been doing good things, but I would still take Aaron Jones over them, right? So I'm looking at the players, and I'm just
A.J. Dillon.
Yeah, A.J. Dillon's also been going off. They're basically almost the same player, but just off of that premise, I would always bet my money with an Aaron Rodgers against the Zach Wilson showdown. That's just me. And you know how much I like the Jets. I do. I'm like low-key a Jets fan.
Yes.
But I think the Packers get it done against them.
Devlin?
Yeah, I'm taking the Packers in this one too. Aaron Rodgers just seems like a different quarterback when he comes off a loss. Even, after week 1, he comes out, all cylinders firing away. Yeah.
He's a very emotional guy, and he uses it to his advantage.
He hates London now, I bet. Like anybody that's from Europe, he's just like,
games on foreign soil do not count.
And he probably hates New York. So
oh yeah,
I'll take the Packers in this one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be cute. I'm gonna go the Packers as well. I think that's the better pick. I would not be shocked though if they lose this game. That's the real side of it. Because the Jets blanking out the Dolphins, I get they had a third string quarterback in for that game, but not moving anything down the field at all. The Jets, on the other hand, just running all over the place. I don't know. I would not be shocked if Green Bay loses, but I will take the Packers in this one. We're going to continue with our picks on the other side. If you want to jump in, Cure Hotline, 615-844-5600. We want to hear from you. Back after this here on the afternoon stretch.
Good afternoon. Just moments ago, they just moved the last of the damaged vehicles on this wreck that's been here for a while on 40 westbound just past Fessler's. That really made it slow, and it's still crawling over here on 40 westbound as you approach Spence Lane between Briley Parkway and Spence Lane. Heavy now on 24 headed out towards Murfreesboro. Steady flow of traffic making its way 40 east to Wilson County out around the Lebanon area. Lots of radar in Wilson County this afternoon. Ober-Gatlinburg Restaurant and Lounge celebrating Oktoberfest. Check it out online at Ober-Gatlinburg.com. I'm Commander
Chuck
with your on-time
out there,
traffic.
but we've got tips that'll keep you chilling this August. Tip number 1, keep your AC in peak condition. Tip number 2, drink lots of fluids. Tip number 3, go for refreshing top prizes up to a cool $1 million by playing all new August Insta games from the Tennessee Lottery. All of these exhilarating games can lead to cold, hard cash. So head to the shade of your nearest Tennessee Lottery retailer and enjoy some game-changing fun today.
Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Please play responsibly.
From scholarship and grant programs to providing students with the qualifications and certifications they need to start their professional careers, the Tennessee Lottery has awarded more than $6.5 billion in funding to education programs, and we're proud to play our part. See for yourself how all of the fun of the Tennessee Lottery goes to supporting someone's future and a brighter tomorrow at tnlottery.com.
Hey, it's Patton Cook from Run With It. Let me tell you about my friends over at Smiles by Design. Dr. Dwayne Jones and his team focus on providing you with personalized, gentle care that you deserve. Smiles by Design are one of the few practices that offer state-of-the-art, needle-free cavity fillings. I started going to Dr. Jones 2 years ago, and he has completely changed my smile. They are located at 105 Threet Industrial Boulevard, Unit 1001 in Smyrna. You can visit their website at drdwaynejones.com for more information, or you can call them at 615-355-1033. Again, their number is 615-355-1033, or you can search for them on social media at Smiles by Design. So be sure the next time you're looking for dentistry services, give my friends over at Smiles by Design a try. And don't forget to tell them Patton sent you.
Whether it's getting your day started with a clear mind, taking the edge off after a busy day, or hitting the reset button at night, Cure helps us be our most productive selves. Completely organic and free of THC, pesticides, and heavy metals, Cure focuses on specific need states with great tasting CBD products designed to help you focus, chill, and sleep. And that is exactly what the Cure brand products are named. Focus, chill, and sleep. Now available at select MAPCO locations. Visit thecurebrand.com to learn more and follow them on social media.
The Braves are on another run at the title, and that starts with the Division Series. It's a battle of division foes as the Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies square up in the National League Division Series.
Into the air towards deep right center field, and that one is gone! Dansby lays the lumber.
Coverage begins Friday afternoon at 3:20, right here on Nashville's home for defending world champions Atlanta Braves. Nashville Sports Radio. The afternoon stretch. The best show? I don't know if I can say that, man. I'm going to move on to the next one.
The afternoon stretch. Bruno Reagan, Devlin McKenzie, Zach Williams here inside the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. If you want to get involved, Cure Hotline wide open, 615-844-5600. Going through our Week 6 picks. That kind of rhymes. The Titans, Raiders, Lions, and one more team's on by. I think I'm forgetting one more, but definitely one more team out there. Do you have a
Houston? I think.
Yeah, Houston. You're right. Yeah. Houston also on by. So first bye weeks finally getting apart here in the NFL. Early bye for the Titans. I'm not a big fan of that, by the way. I feel like they really needed a later bye, just because.
Well, you get 2, right?
No, you get 1.
Oh, I thought
one bye week.
I thought they got more.
No more.
That's crazy for 17-week season.
Yeah, 1 bye week, and it happens in week 6. Yeah. You know, a lot of football left in. All right. Left off with our Jets and Green Bay. We all went Green Bay on that one. Now, New England at Cleveland. This is the Browns, our native Cleveland Brown fan. You get to start it off. -2.5 favorites are the Cleveland Browns. 43.5 over under. Bailey Zappi, is he real? Is he not? We'll find out.
I don't know. The Patriots just came off an insane win. I really don't know what to go here. I feel like this is another one of, it's the Browns. They're not going to lose. They're not going to lose this game. They're not going to lose this game. You can't lose this game, okay?
This sounds like someone trying to speak it into existence.
I am. I'm taking the Browns in this one, but I don't want to at all. This is not me happily taking the Browns here.
Bailey Zappi is better than Cooper Rush. I'll tell you. I'll give you that radio guy take right now.
That is a radio guy take. Yes.
I'll give you that. No,
I'm glad you self-admitted it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think Bailey Zappi has a chance to actually overtake Mac Jones, where I think Cooper Rush doesn't have the opportunity against Dak. But Amari Cooper is kind of having like this, he's kind of showing everybody like, why are you all counting me out?
I never understood it. I was talking about this preseason. I was like, Amari Cooper's a dog. I don't know what the Cowboys. It just felt like they never threw to him enough. Or
Nick Chubb, monster.
Yeah, dog.
Browns are a monster team.
On paper, they're supposed to be
defensively just atrocious. Dude.
So
bad.
Bailey Zappi might be real, but I'm just going to go off on the Browns right now because they do have some solid talent on the offensive side of the ball. And Jacoby Brissett is playing honorably.
I believe Bailey Zappi's good. I'm going to go Browns here too. I'm picking this one as a strategy. I'm not giving y'all a game on me.
Over you.
This is a strategy pick.
Strategy game.
Yeah. So I do think
you're a system player.
But I will say this: if New England comes out and wins on this one, I'll probably go New England rest of the season because that means Bailey did something right.
That means Bailey Zappi is Tom Brady reincarnated.
And you have Belichick there. It's not like Belichick's a loser coach. So and they have good pieces as well. They have good pieces over there in New England.
Did you see, he said he wasn't totally like ruling out Bailey Zappi like one day being the starter. He was like, we just don't know.
We like this guy.
Yeah.
So I will go New England every other week if they win this one. But strategy pick here for me. Minnesota taking on the Miami Dolphins. I'm in a real conundrum with this game. It's in Miami on the road for the Vikings. They are the 3.5-point favorite. The news earlier today is that Skylar Thompson, who exactly third round, I think, or third string quarterback, will be starting this game for the Dolphins. 45.5-point over under.
And Tua can't come back to this game, I don't think. I think he's...
they're both in protocol.
Both
quarterbacks, Bridgewater and Tua, are both in protocol.
The fact Minnesota is only -3, I mean, that would have been a lock of the week potential. Kirk Cousins, listen, and they're at noon. It's a noon game. Kirk Cousins shines. Kirk Cousins is the leading quarterback in this game by far. Justin Jefferson is the leading receiver in this game by far, even over Hill and Waddle. You can argue it's because they split reps, but they have, I would say the Vikings get the edge of receiver just because of Jefferson. Dalvin Cook, monster. I mean, way better than Raheem Mostert, and I love Raheem Mostert. He's doing some good things, but Dalvin Cook is better. I think the Vikings are all around better, and you have to go against the third string QB. Give me Minnesota at noon.
Devlin?
Yeah, that was very well said. I don't really think I need to add anything to that. I'm taking the Vikings in this one.
If this was a mead hall, you would just be banging your drink on the table. I wish I could have been around in those days.
I'm going to take Minnesota as well. I wonder. I mean, this is obviously a 3.5-point spread. I feel like you could move that line.
No, this is alternate line potential, maybe -13 or something.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting at it right now. Baltimore at the New York Giants, 6.5 favorites are the road Ravens in this one. 44.5-point over under. This is in New York.
This is
a scary game. This is a trap game.
This is trap.
This is a trap.
This is trap. Gosh, I need to make drastic moves. This is a system pick. I'm going Giants.
No.
Saquon Barkley.
You're going to make me have to go Giants.
Saquon Barkley arguably might be the best player this season on the field right now, and Lamar Jackson is a close number 2. And Lamar even had his struggles last week. He was overthrowing wide open receivers, whereas earlier in the season, like game 1, game 2, he was on the money, right? Yeah, this is a little insane of me. But also, Ravens have deficiencies too. It's not a flex. It's not a good thing that a tight end is their leading receiver.
No.
That's not a good thing. And I love Mark Andrews. That's a failure on the GM level, on the personnel level.
They pick a lot of good tight ends, though. Yeah. Todd Heap was a dog back in there.
I honestly like
Shannon Sharp.
This is listen. This is a stupid pick by me. This is absolutely atrocious and dumb. So let's ride.
Yeah, kind of like Zach with the Patriots. If the Patriots win that game, you'll start picking the Patriots. If the Giants can somehow win this game, I'll start picking the Giants. But until then, I still think they're frauds. I will take the Ravens in this game.
I'm going Ravens as well. I'm taking the Ravens. I'm picking what I trust. But there is a real world where Saquon Barkley has 250 yards on the ground and they win off of just tempo and time of possession.
Wildcat. Yeah, absolutely.
But Saquon, little shoulder issue right now. Let's see. But I'm taking Baltimore. I'm taking the points, too, in that one with Baltimore. I think they're going to win by a touchdown. But I do feel like this is a trap game for any better out there. San Francisco 49ers on the road to ATL Hotlanta. 5.5-point favorites are the 49ers in this one. 44.5-point over under. Marcus Mariota and the Falcons. What happens here?
Marcus Mariota is doing great on the stat line except for finishing. He just can't get it in the end zone. But I think Atlanta is just a very, very, very underlooked team.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. And San Francisco is weird because they've beaten like what we thought were good teams, and now it's starting to show that really their schedule is kind of padded right now.
Well, we thought
Seattle,
the Broncos were much better, right?
Yeah, Broncos, Seattle, Rams. I mean, there's a lot of question marks still with me, Jimmy G. And the Falcons are at home, so I'm going to take the Falcons on this one too. You thought you would get to be the Falcons picker, but
I wanted it. I'm taking the Falcons in this one because I think they're going to easily win. This is my upset of the week for sure. I think Falcons money line plus 194. You could go in right now, Cote AS on FanDuel. I think for sure that hits this week. I think 49ers are a little bit of fugazi right now, so I'm taking the Falcons. I think Marcus wins these games. It just feels like it. Devlin, where are you going?
I'm taking the Niners. Thanks for taking the Falcons, guys. I might get up on you this week. I think that the Niners come out and run the ball a whole lot. Falcons have a terrible run defense, as they've shown against the Browns, which I watched them lose that game. I don't really think this is like you guys taking the Falcons to be cute here. I don't see what you guys are seeing in the Falcons.
Not being cute.
I truly think it's.
I'm always cute.
I think this is the Niners game.
Look at me. Is there anything cute about me? All right, Carolina, Los Angeles Rams. Who both of these teams are dead to me, by the way.
Hey, this is a 10
This
point.
is a 10-point spread. Got to pick it off the spread here. Can Carolina on the road, PJ Walker, new regime, no head coach, can they cover against the Rams who are at home and have 42
yes,
fans?
Give me Carolina on a 10. I believe in PJ Walker. He's undefeated as a starter. You don't get the pick over me. PJ Walker is undefeated as a starter in professional football, XFL, NFL, FFIL, CK. I don't know, whatever. any league out there. He's the champ. They got Christian McCaffrey. He's just going to be checking that down to him. And then you have Matt Stafford. Whoop-de-doo. Let's throw it to Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp. Sorry. Let's throw it to Cooper Kupp. Let's throw it to Cooper Kupp number 2, Brian Schwartzky or whatever his name is. Oh, and Tyler Higbee. He's our second leading receiver. Allen Robinson, go home. Give me Carolina.
Devlin?
Yeah. Fun silly little fact here for you. The Rams currently do not have more points than the Bears. Bears have more points than the Rams this year. That says a lot about the Rams.
That's such a good one.
I'm taking Carolina to cover in this one. I think the Rams win the game outright. Maybe, but yeah, I'll take the Panthers to just run the ball all over the Rams in this one and win or cover.
I was really hoping y'all would take the Rams in this one. I'm taking Carolina as well, and I'm taking them outright as a winner.
You want to start picking first? You want to start picking first since I'm stealing your swag?
You are kind of right now. These last two have really pissed me off, but I think Carolina wins because of. I'm telling you, I don't know what the odds are on this, but teams after a coaching change play different. They just do. This is an eyeball kind of thing for me.
Well, apparently Matt Rule was a control freak.
Yes.
So he was just like, he thought this was college. He was like, do this, and to everything. Like the social media team, the players. So now maybe they're just like, finally, we're freedom.
DJ Moore is about to come revitalized. Christian McCaffrey is going to blow up. The defense is going to play better than they have.
Blow up? Oh, my God.
In a good way.
Oh, okay.
But I do believe the coaching change is going to help Carolina for this game. I'm not saying season long. But I think this game, then you get all the social media involved and all the hype about it. But I think the Rams, they're 100% going to cover. This is 100% going to cover for Carolina. But I think Carolina wins it outright. That's how confident I am in this one. Arizona Cardinals, the Arizona Cardinals at Seattle Seahawks. The Cardinals are the 3-point favorite on the road, 50.5-point over-under. They're thinking dollar signs on this one. This one, they think a lot of money is going to be. I think a lot of money are going to be spent on the under in this one, on the over, and I think it's actually going to hit the under in this one.
I like that.
I really do. But Cardinals at Seattle.
You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. I think
I know who I'm going to pick.
Okay. I can see why people are pumped up on Geno Smith, and he's doing extremely well. He's like probably a top 10 quarterback stat-wise right now for QBR, completion percentage, touchdowns to interception ratio. So I'm not downplaying what he's done. It still scares me. I will pick Seattle in this because Kyler Murray this season has seemed dud. The rest of the Cardinals seem dud. They seem checked out. I think Cliff Kingsbury is one of the next guys, along with Zach Taylor, on the hottest seats so far. And I think there's just, if anything, it seems like Cardinals players want this guy gone. They're like, let's coast this out, and then the new regime will be revitalized. So I think Geno Smith is playing for his career. I don't think the Cardinals are really playing for much anything. I am picking Seattle. I'm hesitant to do it, but I am picking Seattle.
Devlin.
A lot of people think Ron Rivera is the current favorite to be the next head coach fired. It is actually Cliff Kingsbury. And I think this is the game to do it. I'm taking the Seahawks to boot Kingsbury out of Arizona.
I should have went first.
I told you.
I should have went first. Seattle.
You thought I was going to pick the Cardinals, too.
I really
so
thought.
This is what I did. I started talking about Geno bad so that you were like...
No, I knew what you were doing right when you started talking. Right when you started talking, I knew what you were doing.
Oh, I'm glad we
She knows what she's doing. Just like in Sandlot. I know what you're doing. I'm taking Seattle. At home, they get the 12th man going there. Geno plays really well at home. I think you're right on, too. He's playing for his career. A lot of people count him out. He's finally having success. And it helps that I think he has maybe the best wide receiver core in football. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett are dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, pure dogs. And we get to find out what Ken Walker's going to do this week.
Good.
Which, very excited about that. Coming out of Georgia, he had high expectations. I think he's going to play well in this system. So I believe in Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks. Buffalo at Kansas City. First off, L for the schedule makers on this one.
No, move it. Move the Broncos off Monday and put.
Why are the Broncos on Monday Night Football?
3 p.m. game.
This is our 3 p.m. game, which it feels like there's only like 2 3 p.m. games for the most part that go on now. But what are we doing? What are we doing, schedule makers? How do you not put this as a primetime game? Buffalo at Kansas City. 2.5-point favorites are the Bills on the road in Arrowhead. What? I don't know what that is all about. 53.5-point over-under. I'm on the over heavy in this one.
But here's the thing. Who do you think's having the better season? Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen?
They're equal. I think
Josh Allen's having a little bit better of a season all around.
It's not like
Yards,
Patrick has
TDs.
been terrible.
No, he hasn't been.
It's not at all. He's been just as good with worse targets.
You want to know who's the leading rusher in this entire game? Well, of anybody on the rosters.
Is it Allen?
It's Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Josh Allen's the leader over Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Singletary. Josh Allen's the leading rusher going into this game. And you got Stephon Diggs. He's the number 1 receiver right now so far. And it could have been Travis Kelce is selfish. Travis Kelce is a selfish football player. Travis Kelce is not a team guy. He's a very me-oriented guy. I don't mean any of that, Travis. You're a hell of a player.
Yeah, I'm gonna clip this and tag him.
You just did me so dirty, brother. I'm taking the Bills. I'm taking the Bills.
Out of anger, I feel like.
It is out of anger, and the Chiefs will prove themselves frauds, something I predicted in the postseason. Not true, it's yet to be seen, but if they do somehow take a collapse, I will jump all over it and say, I told you so.
Devlin?
This is another one of those games that I didn't know what I was going to take until Bruno picked. This is the first time I'm pretty sure that Patrick Mahomes has ever been an underdog at home in his career.
It is. It's the first time they are underdogs at home under Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs in this one. I mean, you could go either way. It really doesn't matter who you pick here. It's not like it's a bad pick.
No.
Give me the Chiefs.
It is going to be a warm. It's going to be 70 degrees in Arrowhead for this game. 3 p.m.
Yeah,
so
no.
They won't have that Arrowhead advantage
that
I was talking about yesterday.
Or the crowd.
They'll have the crowd. And the crowd will
unless
be
they're
loud.
quiet after a Diggs 90-yard bomb or what's that? I don't even know
Davis.
I didn't even know Gabe Davis's name. And this guy is like, hold on, I'm one of the best receivers in the league.
Randy Moss numbers last week.
Yeah, three catches for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's insane. I'm taking Kansas City. I'm taking a money line. They're plus points, and I mean it's wild. I'm taking the 2.5. I'm taking the Chiefs. Money line straight out. I'm Chiefs. They're in Arrowhead. They're going to win this game. I feel very confident in them. Dallas and Philadelphia. This is your Sunday night football. 6.5-point favorites. Huh?
Not a bad matchup either.
Not bad. I mean, it's rivalry, if you will. But 6.5-point favorites are the home Eagles. 42.5-point over/under.
Listen, you want to go first?
I'm gonna let you go.
All
I
right.
really don't feel comfortable yet.
Easy. Eagles. They're better all around than the Cowboys, except for maybe the Cowboys' defense has a little bit of an edge, but I expect Jalen Hurts and company to overcome. And I think the Cooper Rush honeymoon is over.
Devlin?
I will continue to fade Dallas every single week.
Every single week.
Bird gang.
Taking Dallas. Taking Dallas.
This is just a shoot 'em pick.
I think this is Cooper Rush setting a tone. If Cooper Rush plays and he comes out and wins this game, there is no more. There's no more question. He's your starting quarterback for the Cowboys. And I don't care what you're paying Dak. I don't care what you're doing. If he comes out and wins this game, nobody can say anything about it. 80th birthday today for Jerry Jones, by the way. Final Monday Night Football.
Something about that McDonald's. Old rich people, Warren Buffett.
Yep.
They love Donald Trump. They love McDonald's.
Salt right on that McMuffin or whatever, McGriddle, crazy. Denver Broncos at Los Angeles Chargers. Morons who put this game together to be the Monday Night Football. Why can't we change these? All the same, Chargers 4.5-point favorites in this one at home. 45.5-point over/under.
Yeah, the Broncos. 2 of their losses are they haven't won a game away. The primetime Russ has collapsed. Russ isn't that bad until you get into scoring positions. Then they're absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Awful. I don't know. Just a lack of who wants red zone. People might not like this, but red zone football is who wants it more. You can call whatever play in the world. Who wants it more? And they just can't get it done. I think they're playing too systematic. Will the ball in the end zone. Stop fumbling it. Stop turning it over. Stop passing it in these weird passes. Will it to happen? Kyler Murray against Oakland, you remember that? That's red zone football. Will it to happen? And the Broncos shown that they can't do it. You're putting on prime time. Give me the Chargers 10 out of 10 times.
This is dumb.
This
is dumb.
Dumb.
You hit dumb picks last week.
Exactly. This is a trap game.
Yes.
Everybody thinks, the Broncos are terrible in primetime. There's no chance they can win this game against the Chargers. I'm thinking the opposite here.
Dumb.
Russell Wilson coming out show, basically.
He'll have a smooth 220-ish yards, maybe 2 touchdowns, a pick, maybe 3 picks. I don't know. I still think the Broncos win this game. I think there's gaps in the Chargers everywhere. I think that's what I saw against the Browns because I really don't watch Chargers that much aside from that game. I'm just going to be dumb here and try to get a big lead this week in our pick'ems. I'm going to take the Broncos because I'm assuming you're going to take the Chargers.
I'm taking the Chargers easily in this one. Denver's dead to me now. Russell Wilson has ruined my listener league fantasy year so far, so dead to me.
The only time I've picked Broncos,
They won?
They won.
Oh, man.
11-10.
Yeah, okay, 49ers game?
Yeah.
Oh, terrible. All right, we need to run to a break. Before we go to the break, though, now is the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Join today to get started with $150 in free bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. That's free bets back if your first bet doesn't win. Just sign up with promo code TAS, the afternoon stretch, TAS. Look, you could take some of these games that we win on hard tonight. I mean, there's a lot of good picks in here. Put a same-game parlay on them, like tonight with Washington and Chicago. I love some of that matchup that you can win on, but I love using those same-game parlays. That's my favorite part of FanDuel. All on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Don't fumble your chance to get $150 in free bets, win or lose, with promo code TAS. Make every moment more this season with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL in the state of Tennessee. Got to be 21 and up and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only, $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789.
They just now put out a car fire over here on 24 westbound, right near 440. Traffic's already slow eastbound in this area. Again, that's 24 westbound, just up from 440 before you get over the Murfreesboro Road. Traffic's really busy on the south loop, the west loop. Lots of radar on I-40 out through Dixon County. Watch yourself. And also in Wilson County as well. That's still slow, 40 eastbound at 840 as you travel through that section of Wilson County. Hey, Ober-Gatlinburg Restaurant and Lounge celebrating Oktoberfest. Check it out at obergatlinburg.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Are you tired of your current vehicle? Maybe looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle? Hey guys, it's Zach. Hayes Nissan of Rivergate is the best choice for your vehicle needs. Located at 1550 Gallatin Pike North in Madison, Hayes Nissan of Rivergate has been serving the Middle Tennessee community for over 3 decades. That gives you confidence that Hayes Nissan of Rivergate can find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle and your budget. Their friendly and knowledgeable staff will make sure you are taken care of. I should know because I've seen it firsthand.
Every vehicle I've purchased has been from Hayes Nissan of Rivergate, and I love the entire process. Now, I don't want you to forget about their award-winning parts and service department. It has everything you need to get you back on the road. Go visit them on the web at nissanofrivergate.com. They're open there 24/7, 365 days a year. Or give them a call at 615-865-7220. Again, that number is 615-865-7220. That's Hayes Nissan of Rivergate, where your dollar always goes farther.
Before you know it, the holiday season will be upon us, so it's time to start planning. If you're having a holiday party or event this year, then you should consider the Omni Nashville Hotel. Have a festive holiday party for your company, family, or friends at the most luxurious location in Music City. All your guests will experience the award-winning service from their well-trained, courteous staff at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Rooms that are second to none, and venues that will be the envy of all your guests. For smaller gatherings, reserve the private dining room inside Kitchen Notes. For a fun party atmosphere, consider bar lines. And for high-end corporate entertaining, choose Bob's Steakhouse. You can't go wrong when you book your party at the Omni Nashville Hotel. For more information or inquire about availability, just call 615-782-5333. That's 615-782-5333. The Omni Nashville Hotel, Music City's holiday party destination. From the big game to the big dance, Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel downtown is your game day and watch party headquarters. Don't worry about entertaining guests and trying to feed everyone. Sit back, relax, cheer on your team, and let the Bar Line staff take care of you. Grab a Bar Line signature cocktail and enjoy some wicked deviled eggs. Or a Bar Line's double stack and finish it off with some Jack and Coke chocolate cake. Bust your belly and your bracket at Bar Lines. Located in the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Five-state forecast.
Your exclusive Nashville Sports Radio WNSR Skyscan forecast for this afternoon. It'll be sunny and breezy with a high of 71. We'll have winds to 20 miles an hour. Overnight, it'll be clear with a low of 45. We'll have sunny, breezing conditions again Friday. Our high 76 is winds gust to 20 miles an hour. Again, today's high 71, and utilizing the resources of the WeatherBug Network on Nashville Sports Radio. I'm WNSR's Rod Tanner.
Sports Radio WNSR.
Follow the afternoon stretch on Twitter at Bruno Reagan and Zachariah W. Really, man? You want that? I'm not spelling that out.
Afternoon stretch, final segment of the week. No show tomorrow. Atlanta Braves baseball taking over during the McFarland show at 3 o'clock. So will not be on air tomorrow. We'll be back Monday. Hopefully, all things considered, we'll be there. But if you want to jump in, Cure Hotline, 615-844-5600. We want to talk to you, and this is your last chance to do it before we are completely gone. Remember, tomorrow we have the Mid-State Checkdown High School game of the week. Pearl Cone at Greenbrier. Bubba Spears, Greg Pogue in that one. No Jeff Fisher. Joe Fisher. No Jeff Fisher either, though. That was a correct statement. And then after that, Bruno Reagan, Ray Dosky, Devlin McKenzie got you till for the Mid-State Checkdown scoreboard show on that. And a little change to our normal programming around that time. Tonight will be Murphy's matchups at 6 o'clock. Right as we get done here tonight, we'll have Murphy's matchups because of that Braves game that's leading up to Mid-State Checkdown High School game of the week. That'll be there on tomorrow, Friday. But Murphy's matchups right after we're done here. All right. We got to get Bruno's bets in right now.
Now, it's time to make money off of other people playing sports, because taking gambling advice from a guy named Bruno isn't shady at all. This is Bruno's Bets.
Guaranteed to buy you a brand new Lamborghini.
Lambo.
That's the best I got.
Plus 1,200 will be the final odds. So
yes, it could.
If you calculate it out, yeah.
Well, first off, could you fit in a Lambo?
No.
I don't think so.
Well,
you have to get the truck, the Lambo truck.
Kia's pretty small, right?
It is.
So I think I could. It just wouldn't be comfortable.
Rolls Royce truck. That's tough.
Yeah.
All right. What do you got?
Well, you all know it's same game parlay for Bruno's Bets going into the game right after our show tonight.
Let's go piece by piece here.
Washington Commanders -1. You guys know how I feel about it. Carson Wentz is 6-0, 3 on Thursday Night Football, 3-0 against the Bears. His stats are 15 touchdowns, two interceptions on Thursday Night Football. I think that gives us a lot of promise. And Carson Wentz averages, I believe, 240 yards in these games passing. So that will give you a lot of what I'm expecting going into this game. I am taking the Washington Commanders -1, first leg. It's a 4-leg parlay. So Washington Commanders -1. I think the over of 37.5 hits. If Carson Wentz scores a bunch, and I think the Bears will answer a little bit. It's not that they're going to get blanket out. I don't think 37.5 is that much of an egregious one to bet the over on, and life's too short to bet the under. We've made a lot of money on the under, but the over is always more exciting, and it's always in play, especially if you get to overtime situations. I like the over in this one. Carson Wentz, over 220.5. History shows that one will hit if the Commanders do hit. Very in-sense bet for the legs. And I'm going to go David Montgomery anytime touchdown because this guy is their workhorse, right? If it's not Justin Fields, it has to be David Montgomery. They're not. I mean, Justin Fields might have 14 passing attempts by the end of this game. The offense runs through David Montgomery, who has shown he's healthy, doing well. I love him anytime touchdown. That's the 4-legger, all right? Plus 1,249.
No fear of weather. So looking at Chicago's weather tonight, it's going to get down into the 30s. Cold. It's going to be rainy with 10 to 20 mile-an-hour winds.
That's not that bad. That really isn't that bad.
Westward winds.
Just because, and
I don't know if that matters. West-southwest.
Carson Wentz is used to playing in the cold. Played in Philadelphia for most of his career, MVP season. And the cold doesn't mean no passing. That's it. It really doesn't. It might for Justin Fields, but he's no passing anyways. I think Carson Wentz gets it done through the air. Devlin, anything you like, don't like? You're the hot one.
No, I like it all. I was looking at stats of David Montgomery and his rushing yards, and same with Khalil Herbert, because I believe Khalil Herbert is at 26.5, and David Montgomery's floating somewhere around 60. Last week looked abysmal for both of them. David Montgomery did score, but he did have only 20 yards, and Khalil Herbert only had 11. I'm pretty confident David Montgomery gets in the end zone, because if they get into the red zone, it's his ball.
Which he scored on the ground last week.
Exactly.
And very involved in the passing game last week.
I'm trying to see if maybe I can add a leg, but it's just scaring me a little bit. I don't really know about how healthy David Montgomery is.
So the one I'm giving to the public, that's the one I'm confident about, this 4-leg parlay. I put the same units on another parlay, 1 leg too far.
What's that 1 leg too far?
Justin Fields over 168 yards passing.
No.
That prop is so small for how effective Justin Fields looks sometimes. Like, it's like they're coddling him, and I don't know why. Some games he really puts on, and he hit that over last week, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 208 yards last week.
Maybe he puts on for his city tonight. I don't know.
If we're betting the over too, which I have in this parlay, it doesn't make – it's not a bad take for both quarterbacks to eventually go over.
Well, this is the thing. We've had Thursday night matchups that have been gross, right? Someone's going to get concussed in this game. That's something we know is going to happen.
Sadly, yes.
I mean, that's just been their
prime. It'll be a weird.
Prime means prime time for concussion, because it really has been put on full blast. They have all been ugly, and we're all expecting this to be an ugly game. We talk about this on the UFC side when it's a really big card, a lot of big names. We're like, this is going to be such a great card, and the card sucks. And then we get a card that's like a fight night, and you're like, who are these guys fighting? And then that ends up being the best card that you've seen in like 8 months. So I do think there's some energy going towards that. A lot of people expect this game to suck, and it's probably going to be the best prime game that we've seen so far.
I don't think the game's going to suck. I really don't. I think it'll be an interesting game.
I don't know. I think Chicago wins. I really do. I picked them earlier. I think Chicago wins.
Well,
David Montgomery.
If Chicago wins, and you're slow to bet on Justin Fields getting over 100.
I don't think he throws.
Passing,
I think it's a David Montgomery game.
Chicago wins. You're insane if you think that.
No, I think
Carson Wentz has
how's
been
that insane?
Carson Wentz puts up like 300 yards every week, no matter what. 300, 340.
I think he's hurt, which I know that's true. That's not a think. He is. But I don't think Justin Fields throws all that much. I think it's a David Montgomery game. I'd go David Montgomery's props. I don't know what his rushing prop is. I'd take the over on it, though.
There's
no
one
what.
running back in the NFL that can win by himself, and he's in this state. David Montgomery can't win a game by himself. He's good.
I think we're going to see it tonight. Chicago, you're back, baby. You're back.
You want to go money? Bet with me.
We're done for the day. Remember, if nobody's told you, I love you and you matter. Have a great night. We will see you guys Monday. Murphy's Matchups coming up next.